Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
It was my fault. Yeah. I wasn't ready to commit at all. The one night where it like completely, went to shit was from when we were drinking, which is never good. But, it started with that. I got back to her place and then, I'm like accusing her of shit. I'm getting jealous, honestly. I left. I went back to her step-parents' place, knock on the door to get my suitcase back and everything, but not realizing that it's 3 a.m. and yeah, it's not good. Yeah. They think I'm like somebody like trying to break in and shit. I'm like, yo, chill, it's me. But not a good look. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move on now.
You moved out there and then 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, straight up. I guess a big realization in the moment of like, what I wanted and what I needed and being vulnerable with myself, I guess.
What did you learn from a previous heartbreak?
I was in a relationship for quite a long time and I thought it was it. After some tough conversations and some reality checks, we decided that it wasn't, meant to be and that we were doing ourselves a disservice by continuing to force something that probably wasn't going to be the best for either of us in the end.
Whose position was it to not commit to those future plans?
His inability to commit, that really pushed me to reconsider what I was looking for and what I was hoping so badly to happen. Like I was putting so much pressure on something that he couldn't, commit to. I realized that I couldn't be with someone who wasn't committed to me and who after so many years couldn't make a decision about me. This never-ending non-commitment.
What advice would you give to those who are in a relationship but their person seems to not be able to commit?
Be direct and honest with one another. I think that's something that we had a hard time doing. If we were just more honest with each other earlier on, things might have been different and might have been less painful.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned this year?
To appreciate everything and know that anything bad that happens is always like a reason for it and that it will all be good in the end.
What happened this year?
I just got a new boyfriend and I also lost my old one, so it was thought that was bad, but then it all ended up working out well. Thought I had a bad breakup, but it was all fine in the end. Yeah.
Well, can you tell me a little bit more about the breakup?
It was like an online breakup. It was basically on Valentine's Day. I got a message, just a picture of the floor, and I was like, this is not going to work for me. And then broke up with him that day on text, and then didn't speak for the rest of the time.
How long did you guys go out for?
About on and off for about 2.5 years.
And you guys just broke up over text?
Yeah. We went to separate unis, so that's just how it had to happen. Yeah.
Did it hurt when you guys broke up?
Yeah, it did, but I knew it had to happen. It hurt at the time, and then it got better. Every day, I felt way better about it.
What did you do to heal your heart?
Spent so much time with my friends and kept just distracting myself and just appreciating everything around me.
What did you learn about yourself during that time?
That I've got an amazing group of people around me, and I learned that I'm really lucky for everyone I have.
In your new relationship, what is something that you have now that you didn't have before?
Just true love, a really just a nice, amazing human being that loves me and I love him, and it's just amazing, yeah.
If you can go back in time and give yourself an advice, what would it be?
Don't get treated badly and leave when you see a bad red flag. Leave as soon as you see it. It's not worth it.
And what advice would you give someone who is having trouble leaving that red flag?
Oh, you just got to do it and just think that this is the right thing. If it's feeling wrong, it's wrong, and you got to get out, and it will all be okay in the end.
Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
It was definitely my ex's fault because I gave him way too many chances, and he was messing around with so many girls, and I found out last minute because I had to go onto his phone. He was also irrational and he was crazy, he acted crazy. There was times where we could be having a debate about music, he would kick me out of his house. I would literally get kicked out of his house. I'd have to walk down the road with all my stuff that I've carried to stay at. Yep, it was crazy. And this is not even 15% of the bad thing. When he didn't get his own way, I feel like when you're a nice person and you give so much, they expect it of you, and then when you don't get your own way, they blame it on you, or if they're having a bad day, they might even take that out on you. They like depend on you to do everything, make everything right for them, but everyone has their own responsibility. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one thing about me is he taught me how to have respect for myself. That's something I'm grateful for, because he disrespected me so badly. People turn around to me and they're like to me, why are you taking this so seriously? Principle. Yeah. Principle. Character speaks volumes for me. So I don't care. When people call me crazy, I'm like, thank you, because that means I respect myself.
So with that, what advice would you give to those watching that are in a similar relationship to the one that you was in?
You feel like this is the love of your life, you're going to stay with them forever, and you're the only one that could fix them. You can't fix others if you don't fix yourself, and that's the moral of the story. Don't stay stuck in a situation. There's so many good things in life. There's so many, like, fall in love with life, not just with one person. That's my advice.
Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
Mine. I cheated on him. It wasn't just the once either. I cheated on him a few times, realised that that's not normal and that's not right. So the first time he found out and forgave me. And then when I did it twice more after that, I worked with one of his friends and they found out, and they'd kind of said to me, well, look, if it was just this one-off thing, I won't say anything, but, you know, you need to make sure you don't do it again. And I couldn't promise myself I wasn't going to do it again, which is why I thought, well, I'm better off just ending it. I was young as well, so I'll be honest, it was probably me and wanting a bit of attention and not feeling confident in myself, and that was probably why I let things go a little bit further than they should have done.
What would your words of wisdom be for any young people watching that are finding themselves cheating or wanting to cheat?
Work out why. You need to be in an honest relationship. You need to be able to get what you need to be able to get out of a relationship. So find out what that is and make sure the other person is on the same page as you.
What is something I wouldn't believe about you?
I just went through a really difficult breakup. I left my boyfriend of 4.5 years. It was really sad. It was sad to be treated like a roommate and not a special person. Unfortunately, it was just like the gradual wear and tear of life. I think COVID, unfortunately, also really showed us a different side of our relationship. It made us really dependent, and I don't think it translated well when COVID ended.
At what moment did you decide to let go?
I decided to let go when I came back from studying abroad from Copenhagen, and I realized that I was really happy being alone and exploring myself and making friendships, and it genuinely saddened me that I wasn't missing the person that I would look forward to telling everything to. So,
have you ever been heartbroken?
I have, yeah, unfortunately.
So what happened? Could you tell us about it?
It was a friend of mine. I thought we were really good friends in first year uni, and turns out she'd rather, how can I say it, rather think about guys than her own friends. So, yeah.
Okay. So what happened there then?
I mean, a few things happened, and I gave her a few chances, and then the last straw was she was on a dating app, and she brought this guy to our accommodation, and we went out, and then I don't know what was going on. We were lining up to go to the smoking area, and then I must have said something. I don't remember what. And then he just slapped me across the face. And I tried hitting him back, but she was stopping me. So I was like, okay. And I was with another friend who was there, and I don't think she saw. And we went back up. I mean, we went up to the smoking area, and I was just really pissed off. The next day, he came to apologize, and I was like, no. The thing that pissed me off was that he was like, oh, but that's what we do in my culture and I'm in my home. I was like, no, that's not what you do. And then and then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, reaching out for a hug, and I was like, you know what, fuck you, no. Yeah. And then I told her to fuck off, and we're not friends anymore. So
what did your friends say when you told them that guy had hit you like that? What did they say?
They got really mad, from what I remember, and then they started to tell almost everyone, and everyone was like, what the fuck, how could he do that, how could she do that, basically on my side. And yeah, I felt grateful, but at the same time I obviously didn't want to have them just kind of all over her, like, why did you do that, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, with all of that, what would you say, like, you learnt from that experience?
To not give so many chances to people that do the same thing, like, again and again and again. You know, it's not as much as you want to kind of still be friends with people like that, it's best not to, because it's just going to fuck you up. Like, depending on how you are, it can fuck you up really bad, or, you know, you'll be fine, but it's not worth it in the end, to be honest.